From inside the gym at Malden Catholic High School in Malden, Massachusetts, it's MIAA postseason basketball, the round of 8 here on RFM, and we have got a dandy for you tonight as the defending Division II State Boys Basketball champion and #1 overall seed in Division II, and projected by some as the #1 team in the state of Massachusetts, irregardless of division. Malden Catholic, the Lancers, and their 18-2 tournament record, now 20-2 overall record, play host to the 25 seed upstart Leominster High School Blue Devils, who were 10-10 coming into the tournament. They needed a play-in game at home and 2 more wins on top of that, have them at 13-10, and here in Malden tonight with a chance to shock the state. That's the opportunity that Leominster has tonight. It's Blue Devils and Lancers. How did these two teams get here, you ask? Well, let's take a look at their road to the championship. This is the northwest portion of the bracket. And in the northwest portion, as we said, Malden Catholic, the #1 overall seed, did not have to play a preliminary round game. So right into the round of 32 for the Lancers. They played right here at home against Northampton, an 82-43 win in the round of 32. Survive and advance on to the round of 16, and in this case, call it thrive and advance. The Lancers beat Scituate 76-58 in the round of 16, right here at home. And now in the gym at Malden Catholic, they play host to the 25 seed Blue Devils. Leominster's road, a little more circuitous a route to get here into the round of 8. Leominster opened playing the 40 seed Chicopee Comp at home in a play-in game, an 87-35 Leominster win. Then it was on the road in the round of 32 to the 8 seed Wakefield. Leominster, the 71-70 win in overtime to advance on to the round of 16. And then earlier this week, Leominster on the road again, a 74-50 win over 24 seed Norwood, who had downed the 9 seed Foxborough by a 60-58 margin. And here we are, round of 16, 1 versus 25. The winner gets the winner of 5 and 29 in the statewide Final Four. Charlestown host Westwood in a game going on elsewhere across the state tonight. Great to have you along with us here on RFM, and we welcome you high above courtside to our broadcast position tonight. Alongside Bill Thomas, Todd Robbins for RFM, as always. Great to have you along with us. Kate Robbins is with us tonight. She's standing by back at RFM HQ, and she will join us in just a couple of moments. But here we go, Bill Thomas, ready for Leominster and Malden Catholic. What a night for Malden Catholic. It's thrive and advance. Just keep being the beast of this division. Keep pounding and pounding and pounding on teams and basically bury them up to their neck to a place where they can't get back in. Meanwhile, if you're Leominster, ignorance is bliss. Here you are into the round of 8. You are having a phenomenal couple of week run here. Talking with the coaches before the game, I said to them, if back in December I told you you were going to be 10-10 going into the tournament, but you were going to advance to the round of 8, would you have taken it? And the coaches just kind of looked at me and shrugged. Absolutely, you'd take that deal. But you certainly wouldn't have predicted it. 10-10, losing through most of the month of February. You wouldn't have projected yourself into the round of 8 with the way Leominster looked at the conclusion of the month of February.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. I mean, the up and down season the Blue Devils have had, 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, led to that 10-10 season. Let's go back to that bad loss in the Samata tournament to South, and I think that might have woke some of them up. The coach questioned leadership, where the tough minutes are going to come from, and I think that was heard throughout the locker room, and maybe silently. I don't know how much discussion openly, but maybe some of the kids took that to heart. I know they watch our broadcast, and he mentioned a couple of times that, they were just kind of floating around with no identity, and he was kind of waiting with a senior-laden team for somebody to step up, but they found their way. In that week that they had off after the Samata tournament, I think they realized that they could accomplish a lot more than what they had up to that point in the season. They came out in that play-in game, and they did what they were supposed to do, but that game against Wakefield, they shocked the world, I think, and maybe even themselves, and to come away with that 1-point victory, I think really cemented their confidence, and they carried that right through to Norwood, and we'll have to see if that can continue tonight, but they're playing with a renewed sense of confidence up and down the roster. Everybody that gets in the game is contributing.
You referred to that Northwood game, Bill Thomas, 74-50 win for Leominster, and there was a confidence. It looked a lot more like the team of months ago, not the team of recent weeks, and that to me said an awful lot about their perseverance, their ability to battle back and get themselves into this position, and they are playing confident basketball. Shots are starting to fall. Dodd is racking up points and creating opportunities for those around him. And when the defense has to respect the fact that a star like Justin Dodd is on the floor, that creates opportunities for Terrence McCormick. It creates opportunities for Chase Hawes and the other members of the team on the floor.
Yeah, it really flows through Dodd, but you're right. Hawes, Carr, Halstead, even though he's been running the point, not doing a lot of scoring, but showing a lot of confidence in handling the ball, distributing it. And contributions off the bench too. Starting with Cyrus Lopez. The energy Ricky Encarnacion brings, whether he's starting or coming in as a 6th or 7th player. But a lot of energy on the bench. Sometimes you got to harness that energy and put it to good use. And Leominster started out, I think, 3-3. They've bookended that now with a 3. They started out 3-0. Now they're on a 3-win streak right here at the end of the season. Hopefully they can continue that, but we'll have to see going forward. The long-lost friend right there. I haven't seen him in a long time.
We love the long-lost friends.
I tell you, people come up to us, but it's great that they've really found their way at the right time.
Indeed it is. Third member of the broadcast team is Kate Robbins. She's standing by back at RFM HQ. Kate, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome back. Great to have you with us back in Studio P. And tonight, you are going to be treated to a dandy. It's Leominster and Malden Catholic, and this Malden Catholic team is everything that they have been billed to be. They are physical. They are smooth. They've got MVPs up and down the lineup. If you are on the Leominster side of things, Kate, how do you ignore it all, and how do you just focus on the fact that over the last couple of weeks, you're playing some of your best basketball of the season?
Essentially, you have to do just that. You have to just know and do what it is that you do in order to give yourself a chance. You can't be awestruck or starstruck by what you are about to go up against in this gymnasium. Essentially, you have to play your brand of basketball, and that's one of the bugaboos that Leominster has run into from time to time this season. They haven't played their brand of basketball. When they were playing their worst, sadly, at the end of the regular season, they were playing into the hands of their competition, and they were playing down, in many cases, to their competition. As Bill Thomas said, after that loss in the Samata tournament, going into the statewide tournament, all of a sudden it's as if the light bulb has gone off, and they remembered, hey, wait a minute, we're pretty good at this game. And so they have a juggernaut that they're going up against tonight. But again, if they play their brand of basketball, they've got a chance to do anything that they want to do. That 25 seed, in my opinion, is a little bit, it's a little bit of a misnomer, if you will, because at one point, Leominster was a single-digit ranking in the power ratings when they came out in December. But Leominster turned into a team that we didn't recognize in the months of January and February. You have one young 7-month-old fan, by the way, Todd, transfixed, can't figure out why Dad's on the television.
I love it.
It's one of the best parts.
He's going to start talking to the TV, and then that's even going to be better.
I was going to say, he'll be joining the broadcast soon.
Say hi to him, Todd.
Later. Hi, Patrick. Good to see you as well.
Hi, Patrick.
Very, very fortunate. I say Uncle Billy says hi as well. As we get ready for action here, and Bill Thomas, Kate called it out, and it's probably my favorite part about this story, the fact that Leominster's at 25, still alive. Down in the bottom half of this side of the bracket, the 29 seed Westwood still involved. Over on the other side of the bracket, pardon my reach, you've got the 10 seed Marblehead and the 6 seed Neshoba still in there as well. It sort of puts all this power rating, number mumbo jumbo, it sort of kind of casts some aspersions on it when you get these mid to higher numbered seeds. Remember, 32 seeded teams to start the tournament. That doesn't look so good mathematically when 25, 29, 10, and 6 are still there.
Well, and it makes you wonder, and I think maybe too much weight's put on margin of victory. You could blow people out and have a kind of an artificial record, be 15-5 but not be playing tough and might inflate your number one way or the other. We still don't really understand it, and you need a degree in advanced degree in mathematics to figure it out, but for whatever reason, a 10-10 team is playing the number one team in the state, and I'm not complaining about it. And when you talk about, in this division, at the very least, defending champs, team that plays quick and is averaging close to 80 points a game. So Leominster's going to have to figure out a way to slow them down, because I don't see them matching them basket for basket. But if they can find a way to slow down one of the fastest teams and top teams in Division II in the state, I think they have a good chance tonight.
Indeed they do, and that's going to be some of the challenge that they will face in this one, is slowing them down. And Kate, while we have you back at the home base, numbers, of course, are your specialty, and we've got some numbers scoring tonight. That is, of course, we've talked about it. We chronicled the 1,000-point chase for Justin Dada, and the number we never thought that he would challenge, but the way he was playing, just barely getting to 1,000 points, is the all-time boys scoring number. He enters tonight challenging Ryan Turbide for the top male scorer in basketball all-time in school history.
That's absolutely correct. Right and now, Justin Dada Jr., 1,130 points. He's just 6 points shy of Ryan Turbide's record for boys in basketball for Leominster with 1,136. But the all-time scorer, our gal, Kerry Conway, 1,169. It's attainable. He'd have to have a great night, and probably Leominster would have to be looking at maybe going into the next round in that Final Four for him to be able to eclipse Kerry's record. But as you said, we were not necessarily thinking that we would even be getting in the conversation of Ryan Turbide, so an accomplishment absolutely for Justin Dada. We'll try not to harp on it too much in-game, obviously, because we want the playoff game to speak for itself, but we will certainly keep you updated if he does get to that number. And by the way, you guys are looking pretty good. You're looking and sounding good. I'm kind of excited technology-wise. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right, fingers crossed for everybody there at home as we continue to bring you this one from the gym here at Malden Catholic tonight. And Bill Thomas, let's turn that question to you. How did we get from a place where Justin Dada just barely got over the threshold of 1,000 to now challenging the school boys basketball scoring record?
Well, that might have been an obstacle really coming down the stretch for the entire team, just having that in the back of their mind, trying to get Justin that. No, it was building up. A lot of focus on that. Could have been a distraction, but once they played through that and kind of found their way again as a team, I think that really speaks volumes. Personal accomplishments are nice, but I'm sure Justin would trade every single point for a win, especially if it leads to a state championship.
I am quite certain he would. It's Leominster and Malden Catholic, the 25 seed Blue Devils, the defending state champion and number 1 overall seed Lancers. Winner goes to the Final Four, and they get the winner of Westford and Charlestown. And we've got the action for you here on RFM. Opening introductions and national anthem on deck. While we get set for that, it's my opportunity to remind you that the rights fee to this cablecast has been waived by the MIAA on behalf of the students of Leominster High School. The MIAA represents nearly 400 senior high schools across the Commonwealth and the more than 200,000 young men and women who participate annually in MIAA-governed athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the written consent of the MIAA is prohibited. The MIAA, building the future through Interscholastic Athletics. And Bill Thomas, before we join the public address announcer here in building tonight, last moments here. We'll get your last moments before the tip. Let's get the opening introductions and the national anthem to follow, and then it's tip-off of Leominster and Malden Catholic.
Would you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, are we ready for basketball here inside the gym at Malden Catholic tonight? Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ. And Billy, before tip-off of number 1 versus number 25, the winner to the Final Four here in the round of 8. Give me your keys to victory tonight for both teams.
I think the key to victory for Malden Catholic is do what they've been doing and, maintain that pace, play fast like they've been all season, and just, run their opponent into the ground and strive for that 80-point margin they've been close to averaging. For Leominster, is taking care of the basketball, limit opportunities, cut down on turnovers, but you got to rebound, Todd. I think that was the key to the victory the other night at Norwood. Control the boards offensively, get your putbacks, and defensively limit the Lancers to one shot.
To mid-court, the teams go. The Blue Devils go with their starting 5 through this postseason. Terrence McCormick and Justin Donna, along with Michael Halstead in the backcourt. Ricky Encarnacion, Chase Hawes in the front court. The tip-off controlled by the Lancers, and away we go. Lancers will go from right to left here in the opening half of action, wearing the home white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in navy blue and yellow gold. First shot is short, but the follow-on cleanup for Ethan Tracy, and the Lancers are on the board first. It's 2-0.
Lancers get that first putback, offensive rebound. I think that's going to be key. Got to limit them to one and done.
This is Michael Halstead. Halstead with the left-hand dribble drive, swing back to reverse for Chase Hawes. Hawes loses the handle trying to get it to McCormick, and it's out of play, and a turnover, and the ball goes back to the Lancers. And Leominster doesn't have a huge margin, Bill Thomas, to be able to go with open possession.
And 0 for 2 in my keys to the game. You got to rebound and limit turnovers. Not much success in this opening minute.
The Catholic Conference co-MVP Nick Martinez, the senior, starts with the basketball, gets it back, the hard drive to the lane, absorbs contact, and it's a 4-0 Lancer run.
Lance is not afraid to take it to the hoop. 2 for 2 and drives down the lane.
Halstead tries to get to McCormick again. Tipped basketball. The hustle play to the deck. It's Moody. And Halstead to the deck. Gets it right back in reverse. Here comes Hawes. Feeds Donna. And Leominster is on the board.
Good job right there getting that ball back in that scramble.
Score that is unconventional. That would be a mess on the whiteboard. 6:36 and counting to play here in the opening quarter. 4-2. Malden Catholic on top of Leominster. The drive. Buckley Moody. The scoop shot. Missed everything. And a foul is called. This one charged against Ricky Encarnacion. It is his first, and already, Bill Thomas, the Leominster student section present here right behind the Leominster bench has already had an interaction with the official who came over to report the first foul, screaming, "Sit down."
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to get a little loud and a little raucous. The Malden Catholic student bodies across the way from us, so at least they're separated, but as long as we stay under control, nothing with some enthusiasm, exuberance.
One of 2 on the trip for Buckley Moody. And it's 5-2 Malden Catholic, 6:25 to play here in the opening quarter. McCormick with the bounce for Encarnacion and directly out of play, and the basketball back to the top-seeded Lancers.
Blue Devils not doing a good job early on here, taking care of the basket. Ball haven't had a good look yet.
Moody, the bounce for Martinez, and he threw it away. Halstead will dribble it out of trouble and onto the offensive end for Leominster. This is McCormick. Leominster with the road, royal blue tops, royal blue bottoms, capped in white and black. Leominster arched across the chest with the white numerals front and back. Dot of the drive, bounce pass back out. McCormick, step up jumper for two, will not go, and the rebound is brought down by Ethan Tracy. Martinez, Tracy, Moody, Gaffney, and Howard, the starting five for Malden Catholic. This is Nick Martinez. Swim move, loses the basketball. Hawes with the dribble away. 3-on-3 down the floor. Hawes will slam on the brakes. Kick back for Donna at the foul line.
Good choice right there to pull that back out.
That's the type of senior leadership, and that's the type of you can't get scrambled here. Talk about Malden Catholic not going to get rattled on the video. You could see they just wait for their opponents to make mistakes as Dada misses the lay-in. Buckley Moody in transition back down the floor.
They're not a jump shooting team either, Todd. They're constantly looking for that lane. Make that break to the hoop.
5:10 to play in the opening quarter. Ben Howard, the strong take. Basket's good and a foul.
Nice job backing the defender down right there. Getting himself in a good shooting spot.
Ben Howard, the sophomore, he is a physical specimen on the floor, and Chase Hawes drew a tough assignment there. He will come to the bench as Osiris Lopez will check in, and Lopez, the freshman, Bill Thomas, he's been that change of pace guy for Leominster, and maybe just the type of chemistry Leominster needs to stir things up.
And full of energy, and that's what he uses at best out there, but he's done a good job to harness that energy and put it to good use.
Howard completes the three-point play, and it's an 8-2 opening run, 3 minutes into this first quarter of action. Dada for Halstead, standing on the Malden Catholic logo. Halstead continues to his right, bounce pass for McCormick. McCormick dribbles back toward top of the key, 4:45 and counting to play in the quarter. Halstead, the underhand scoop for Dada, into a double team, and he lost the handle. Turnover going back the other way. That was Gaffney. Gaffney ahead to Martinez. Missed the lay-in. Lopez the rebound.
That's what he's in there for.
Up floor, McCormick the take. Missed the lay-in. And then a foul on the rebounding action. And it's Ricky Encarnacion in disbelief. But he physically ran into the back of Gaffney.
Yeah, and getting a little talking to there. Showing a little over-aggressiveness there. I'm not sure who that is, Todd. 35 there after the whistle. He's lucky to pick up a technical right there, Todd. Gave Ricky a little shoulder. Can't be pushing your weight around. That's what the officials are out there for.
Sportsmanship always crucial in interscholastic athletic events. 4:28 to play.
The official let him know about it too. Todd.
And perhaps here in the opening quarter, try to gain control of the situation. Don't jump all over it with a whistle right away. Give the officials credit for trying to manage the excitement. Into the left wing, Martinez rises up with the jumper, doesn't go. Nobody there for the rebound, and McCormick's down with the rebound. The good news for Leominster thus far, Bill Thomas, they've had defensive rebounds. They've been in the right positions at the right time.
Yeah, Lance has got one putback, but for the most part, it's been the Blue Devils been taking care of business on the defensive end.
Lopez swings to Hawes. 17 to shoot, under 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Hawes, the dribble, missed the lay-in, and the rebound down for Ethan Tracy.
Good idea, just a little strong, a little wide.
Up floor, that was Moody. Got deflected, but now does on the second take.
Lopez
get into the hands of Martinez.
Lopez in the middle of that action again.
Indeed he is. Back to the top of the key. This is Gaffney. Gaffney for Martinez. Swing through Tracy. The touchdown low. Gaffney to Howard. Backs down Lopez. Missed the shot, and a foul called on the rebounding action. And that's Osiris Lopez that's going to get billed for the foul. And Bill Thomas, Leominster is learning very quickly what it means to go to Eastern Massachusetts. There is not one familiar face wearing stripes tonight.
No, not sure where the officials are from. They're over here talking to the coaches for the Blue Devils already, but early on, a lot of discussions.
Seam official with concerns that he wanted addressed to the coaches on the bench. 3:25 to play in the opening quarter.
Thought they were going to call that a shooting foul on the putback, Todd, but they didn't. It was on the rebound.
Yeah, on the rebounding action. Martinez inside Howard.
Nice
got
dish.
in front of Dada, but missed the lay-in. Martinez, the follow-on. Feed Gaffney. Gaffney's shot was bothered. Ends up down low to Howard. Strong take inside, and the lay-in is good.
They're relentless on getting the ball back inside, too, Todd. They don't give up, but offensive putback. Like Dada had a block there, but Blue Devils couldn't get a hold of that.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter, 2:54 and counting. And the whistle goes off. This one's going to be billed on Gaffney. The first called against the Lancers to 4 already on the board against Leominster. Jaden Johnson checks in at the whistle. And Johnson will find Dada. Dada sees a lane. Down he goes. His shot is bothered. And the whistle goes off. And correctly, Nick Martinez got the heel of Dada's hand trying to go up on the lay-in.
Good job right there. Dada staying aggressive.
2:48 to play in the opening quarter. 10-2 the lead for Malden Catholic. Dada at the line. And Dada's first will drop. An important foul shot for Leominster as it gets another point on the board here in the opening quarter, and they have been in a bit of a lull. 4 or 5 passes down the floor, not able to get it back to back. Good for 2 points for Leominster on the trip and brings them back within 6. Gaffney with the underhand finds Tracy. Tracy cues up Martinez, and that is smooth.
That's why he's the co-MVP of the team. No hesitation right there, drains that 3.
Co-MVP of the entire Catholic
Conference.
Conference.
Conference, I'm sorry, you're
Indeed.
right, Todd. Good correction, not just the team, but of the conference.
Indeed, and a quality basketball conference it is. Johnson with the underhand finds McCormick. McCormick the bounce finds Dylan Carr. Carr fakes the underhand, then dribbles to his right. Now cue back, find Dada. Dada's going to take left side of the lane, swing, wide open. Jaden Johnson cues up the 3. It's a line drive that misses. Osiris Lopez in the double team got his hands on it, but it was deflected by Tracy out of play. And Leominster will keep the basketball fresh 35. They've got 34 to shoot. Immediate inbound. Carr gets a look, and he responds with a 3.
That's not Dylan Carr's shot, but he bangs it.
Wide open, and great recognition by Osiris Lopez to find him open on the right side of the lane.
Yeah, Lopez just brings that extra level. Even though he doesn't play like a freshman, Todd, he's really got a sense for the ball on the court, and that energy just seems to run right through the whole team.
1:40 and counting to play in the opening quarter. Ahead of the break, Gaffney slips inside of a double team, and the lay-in is good.
Yeah, he found a path, and no Blue Devil stepped in his way.
McCormick now the take, finds Johnson. Johnson inside, and he walked with it.
Hesitation right there. Give the defense credit. Cut off the passing lane. Drag that back foot. Second thoughts about the pass. Got called for the travel.
But a challenge here, Bill Thomas, to our historic all-time footwear. He of the golden toe tonight with the full-on golden high tops. 1:25 and counting to play here in the opening quarter. 15-7. This is Tracy. Dropping off for Martinez. Martinez calling for a screen. Dada was waiting for Howard, and it is a moving screen whistled against Howard, and the basketball will go to Leominster.
Good to see the split in the calls up here.
4-3, 4 against Leominster, 3 now against the Lancers. 1:08 to play in this first quarter of action. Johnson looks for Dada, and Dada with a little frustration as that one gets thrown away.
Yeah. Made a break and a fake. Coming back, he wanted the ball.
And quickly, Coach Crutchfield to the bench. He will send Jack Dada on the floor. And right now, Bill Thomas, with the substitutions I'm seeing a key theme right now for what Coach Crutchfield's looking for, and that is ball handling. It's the entry passes at the beginning of possessions that are causing them problems in the half court.
Yeah, and that's where the turnovers are coming, especially top of the key. They're not smooth up there.
Martinez cues up a 3 from Gaffney. It will not go. Gaffney follows. Own rebound. Missed on the second opportunity. Third rebound. Second of his own. This one deflected. Finds its way into the hands of Kamara. Kamara back to Gaffney. Swing back. Find Kelman. Kelman's 3 is off the mark. And Jack Dada on the floor. And now he's on the score sheet with a rebound. Final 28 seconds here of the opening quarter. Leominster is chasing 8 as the top seed Malden Catholic leads 15-7. This is Dada. Dribbles. Underhand handoff. Find Dada. Dada, cross court, sees Hawes left corner. Now the baseline drive. Contact called. Feet moving for the junior Messiah Johnson. If he had planted his feet, might have been able to draw the offensive foul. Instead, it goes as a block.
Yeah, he gave up that baseline to Chase, and Chase took advantage of it. Comes up a little hobbled there.
He hit the deck hard, Bill Thomas, and the contact happened.
Walks it off.
This is Dada, drop down low, Encarnacion with some space in the lane's good.
Nice ball movement there as the quarter ran down.
And that will cue the end of the quarter. Shot was not good, but it is rattling around the rim. 1 quarter in the books here in the round of 8 at the gym at Malden Catholic. It's the top seed, Malden Catholic 15, the 25 seed Leominster 9 through 1 quarter here inside the gym at Malden Catholic. Kate Robbins is standing by. We will have her first quarter statistics coming up. But first, this message furnished by the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Massachusetts. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Great to have you along with us. Tournament basketball here on RFM tonight. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins standing by back at RFM HQ. And Kate, through 1 quarter, what is the stat sheet telling you?
Stat sheet right now is telling us that Malden Catholic finding a way to get 5 different individuals to contribute already in the first quarter on the offensive stat sheet. That means that they've got a weapon on every position on the court, and all of them have already contributed to that stat sheet. On the flip side, for the vast majority of the first quarter, Justin Dada, the only one contributing for Leominster, but right now Encarnacion and Carr, both with baskets of their own as well.
Thank you so much, Kate. Kate Robbins will check back in with us as we continue through this second quarter. Leominster with the basketball to open quarter number 2, a 15-9 lead for the Lancers. Dada with the basketball stands back at the logo. With the bounce in the left hand into a double team, swing back, open Hawes, steps up to the foul line, jumper, nothing but nylon.
Hey, great recognition here. As soon as JJ drew that double team, he recognized who the open player was, got it to him, quick jumper.
Leominster back within 4.
And I'm sure they've scouted Dada, how he likes to use that left block. They were quick to double team as soon as he bolted down that left side of the lane.
Gaffney has it dribbled away. It's Encarnacion. The crossover looks to feed back, finds McCormick. McCormick, little touch shot, does not go. Howard on the rebound, the deflection. Up floor, Tracy. Bounce fine for Martinez ahead of the break, and the lay-in's good.
Tough turnaround right there. Blue Devils had their own fast break, couldn't convert on that turnover.
Leominster was quickly within 4, and now all of a sudden trailing by 6. 6:40 to play here in the second quarter. Jack Dada for Encarnacion. Now for Terrence McCormick, who has been quiet in the opening quarter on the score sheet.
My thoughts exactly, Todd. Got to find a way to get him going.
Dada over the double team. Front rim will not go. Deflection, and the ball is out of play, and Leominster will keep the basketball. 6:24 to play in the second quarter. Kate standing by at headquarters, and Kate, we are correct. McCormick scoreless in that opening quarter.
McCormick, yes, scoreless in the opening quarter right now. All of Leominster's players trying to find a way to get their offense moving.
As Hawes is bothered by the rebound. Up floor, it's Martinez. The 3, side rim will not go. Foul on the subsequent rebounding action is whistled against Chase Hawes.
Thought that was going to go the other way, Todd, but the officials didn't see it.
Hawes and Encarnacion exchange sort of a conversation with one another. They want to make sure they have enough space. Obviously seeing team considerations there. Shot is off the mark, and Encarnacion the rebound. He will find McCormick. McCormick Tries to isolate. He'll now go back for Jack Dada. Calls out a play. Plenty of time. 25 to shoot. 5:53 and counting before halftime. Jack Dada off for Justin Dada. Swim move shot, and that one will find the net.
Nice job right there. Pull up, step back. Let the defender get him by and create some separation.
Leominster within 4 once again. Martinez with the handoff. Now the crossover. It's Moody. Gets trapped. Finds a baseline pass for Martinez. Dribbles himself out. Now finds Moody. Right back to Martinez. Leaner for 3. Follow on. Howard the deflection. And they say Encarnacion had the touch. And Malden Catholic keeps the basketball. 5:23 to play. Second quarter. 17-13. The lead for Malden Catholic. Martinez. Inbound find. Tracy, deflection, back to Martinez. Moody's 3 is off the mark, and Osiris Lopez has got the rebound. He's given up a lot of size there, Bill Thomas. Is Lopez against Ben Howard, but he's come out on the right side of those rebounds multiple times.
He has a knack.
And there's
Just like Dada has a knack right there, but he has a knack for the basketball, Todd.
Leominster within 1. Justin Dada's 3 will fall. 4:55 and counting to play in the second quarter. It's 17-16. Malden Catholic teetering with the lead. The drive and the hand check is called on Jack Dada.
On the floor.
That is the 6th build against Leominster to 4 against Malden Catholic at the 4:50 mark here of the first half. So Malden Catholic will have free throws the rest of the way. This is Gaffney with the underhand handoff for Martinez. Swing it back for Moody. Moody back for Martinez with the left-hand dribble. Kick, Gaffney now takes the drive. Working on Dada, goes high off glass, no. High jump for the rebound. Howard, the lay-in is good, and the foul.
The Blue Devils can't allow that offensive rebound, getting inside position right there. Howard, quick put back, self and 1.
19-16, Malden Catholic's lead is 3, and Ben Howard, the physical presence, goes to the line.
He's taken over the last couple of minutes of this game, Todd, really letting his presence being felt out there.
Hey, nice preventative officiating there. Caught it on the camera, I do believe. One of the players from Malden Catholic, I believe it was Buckley Moody, was actually calling out a play as Martinez goes to the rack and the lay-in is good. They were about to put the basketball in play for the free throws, and he was standing in the middle of the lane. Nice job by the official to come in from off the ball and say, hey, you're not in the right spot there, as opposed to blowing a violation. That's the kind of officiating you expect in the postseason. Game management. Halstead, the bounce for Lopez, swatted away by Howard, makes the nice play, bounces it off Lopez, but it caught his shin standing out of bounds.
Wow, what an athletic play right there by Howard.
Friendly fire and great body control.
Made the block, grabbed it out of midair, bounced it off Lopez, but it bounced back at him.
4:07 to play in the second quarter. It's 21-16.
Howard's literally taken over the game the last 2 minutes, Todd.
There isn't a player other than maybe Encarnacion that can compete, and even at that, he's got some trouble. This one poked away by Moody on the break, and the lay-in is good.
Turnovers.
Halstead into the front court. Half court to the right. Halstead waits for some space, takes it around the arc left. Swing Encarnacion, now Hawes. Hawes the screen to the foul line jumper. Back rim does not go. Encarnacion's rebound gets poked away. All the way back to the logo. Dada comes up with it. Leominster with a fresh 35. This is Halstead with the left-hand drive. Bounces to the corner, Hawes. Hawes drive, right block. Working on Howard. Howard makes the contact. The shot goes up. And words are exchanged between Hawes and Howard. And Hawes will go to the line for free throws.
They are battling, Todd. Words being exchanged. Not happy with the call. Over here, don't be questioning the officials.
It is playoff basketball, and it has all the feels here inside an old-timey gym here at Malden Catholic. This is the kind of setting for a statewide postseason. Hawes' first attempt away, and that one will go down.
Needed that, break the string right there. Lances with 6 straight points.
3:21 to play in the second quarter, 23-17. Malden Catholic on top of Leominster. Hawes waits at the line. Second shot is away. That one hard in and out. And position and rebound for Messiah Johnson. Martinez gets the handoff from Gaffney, half court left. And now Martinez, back to Gaffney. Gaffney, dribble, the deflection by Encarnacion will roll out of play. 18 to shoot, and Catholic keeps the basketball.
Trying to work on that go bounce pass. They like working the lane, working the basket.
Flat tire out there on the floor. Bill Thomas, quick pit stop here for Ethan Tracy.
Calling out the pit crew. Get that changed up real quick.
Buckley Moody with the inbound opportunity. The flash from Martinez into the right corner, 17 to shoot. The left-hand dribble, kick, Tracy, the left-hand three, front rim, no. Haas down with the rebound. And Haas will work his way up floor, find Dada. Dada, reverse direction, find Haas in a triple team. Shot doesn't go. Encarnacion, the putback, and the harm.
Good job by Ricky, that's his job, work those boards. Him and Osiris make a good team, tag team there. Whichever one's on the court, they bring that same type of energy underneath the offensive and defensive backboards.
Sixth foul cued against the Lancers. It's a chance for a three-point play for Leominster.
Both teams will be shooting the rest of the way.
Encarnacion off the mark and Tracy the rebound. 23-19, 2:37 to play in the second quarter. The swing, this is Martinez. A three out of his hand, shot missed. Battle for the basketball, it's Tracy. To the deck and out of play. Everybody bid for it, and they say it's Leominster basketball.
Good call too, I think. A lot of hands going at it. Lancers were the last one to go for it.
2:25 to play before halftime. This is Johnson. Johnson picks. And that one on the way to Dada. This is Tracy. Tracy's lay-in will not go. Trying the payoff on the steal, but Halstead has other plans.
Lazy pass right there, another one.
That one taken away by Encarnacion, however. And Encarnacion keeps the offensive possession alive.
Oh!
The spin move, and the basket goes down.
He doesn't wait for the reinforcements. And it pays off.
Leominster within two. Martinez back down floor, and Dada unceremoniously sends him to the deck. It's a shooting foul, and Martinez goes to the line for two.
Hey, you might as well get your money's worth if you're going to pick up that foul. But Tente's picking up here, Todd. It's the first half's winding down.
And Martinez is at the line. That one will drop. The lead is 3 for the top seed over the 25 seed Leominster in this Elite 8 matchup. A pair goes down for Martinez. 25-21 reestablishes a 4-point Lancer lead. 1:45 and counting before halftime. Halstead tries to hand off for Dada. Dada gets it. Cross-court find, Jaden Johnson. Deep, standing on one of the auxiliary logos. The drive down into the corner. Shot it from a tough angle, does not go. And Martinez the rebound. Here comes Martinez, back down floor. Loses his feet, but swings back. Finds the hands of Moody. Moody cross-court cue. Tracy's three does not go. Same team rebound, and Haas comes up with it.
Good job right there, controlling the defensive board. Blue Devils all over that. Oh,
Encarnacion down the middle, and the lane does not go.
What a look for Ricky. A little too much speed.
Bunnies Leominster cannot afford to miss, but a response and another miss. The other way, this is Johnson. Ahead of the break, and the lay-in with the soft hands will go. Leominster back within 2. It's 25-23.
Under a minute to play in the second quarter.
52 seconds and counting before halftime. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. She's got your first half stats coming up. We'll also preview second half action. This is Martinez. Swing into the hands of Johnson. Johnson, the bounce. Martinez open on the baseline. The take. Encarnacion gives the foul and will send Martinez to the line. Hey, don't make anything easy. The only problem is that's the third or fourth on Encarnacion. Let's bring Kate in. I know she's standing by. Kate, 3 or 4 for Ricky Encarnacion?
Right now, unofficially, I have 3.
Yeah, and they're not putting them up here for us in the stadium, Kate, so we're not sure. Try to keep you up to speed on that.
Go ahead, Kate.
I do want to quickly announce we do have a brand new official boys leader all-time. Justin Dada right now with 1,139 points. That brings him in the lead. He just surpassed Ryan Turbide in the second quarter.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. And more coming up at the half. A new all-time leading scorer, and I know Justin Dada will trade all 1,136 plus for a Leominster win and a trip to the Final Four in his senior season. 27-23, Malden Catholic on top of Leominster. Closing seconds of the opening half. 23 and counting. There's Dada with the basketball. Dribbles through the half circle. Reverse direction, finds Dylan Carr. Carr with the fake, needs a little go. Finds Hawes, and the block is called, turned into an offensive foul, and the action will go the other way. The Leominster coaching staff apoplectic over on the sideline.
I don't get it either, Todd, but
It's a 50-50 call. Could have gone either way, but the initial signal appeared to be a block. Then the official took 3 steps off the baseline and signaled it as an offensive foul. Final 3 seconds, now 2. The pass from Gaffney is off Lopez, out of play. 2.5 seconds left here before halftime. One more shot opportunity here for Malden Catholic potentially. See if they can increase this lead. Moody, up top Martinez, 3 away. It was good if it went. It didn't, and we're at halftime. Halftime in the round of 8 in Division II in the Northwest region of the bracket. The number 1 seed, Malden Catholic, with 27. The number 25 Cinderella Story, Leominster Blue Devils, 23 at halftime. The supposed experts, Bill Thomas would say, the one thing you don't want to do is give any kind of life to a team that's been hot. Malden Catholic has left a heartbeat in Leominster within 4 points at halftime.
yeah, I think Leominster can smell blood in the water. They just got to take a little bit of care of the basketball, Todd. Turnovers hurt them. Some rebounding action I thought they could have got their hands on, but to only be 4 down here at the half, I think they'll take that and come out in the second half and play strong and see where it lands. But good first half of basketball for both teams.
Halftime here inside the gym at Malden Catholic tonight. And the Doherty Gymnasium has been rocking. It's Malden Catholic 27 and Leominster 23. The winner represents this Northwest region in the statewide Final Four. In Division II, they get the winner of Charlestown and Westwood, a 5-29 matchup in the Southwest region of this side of the bracket. Before we step aside here at the half, this message furnished by the MIAA.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Massachusetts, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The aims, the organization, and the policies of the MIAA are based on the philosophy that interscholastic activities, although a privilege and not a right, are important parts of the educational process. They should be encouraged, directed, and supported by a statewide organization. This organization's leaders should be representative of the state's schools and promote the further development of students' health and well-being. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association urges your support of this philosophy through your attendance at all local and state events. The MIAA and all its member institutions thank you. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
More than 270,000 students from nearly 370 MIAA member schools
will participate in over 100,000 high school sports competitions this year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics. Have you ever heard a parent say, "My kids may drink a little, but at least they're not into drugs"? Let's eliminate these myths right now. Alcohol is a drug. Let's help our young people learn the facts about drug use and help them make responsible decisions regarding mood-altering chemicals. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association annually sanctions the Sportsmanship Awards to students, adults, and schools for exemplary behavior. The intent is to enhance the educational ideals sought by the MIAA and to encourage sportsmanship as a major objective in their experience as participants. This is just another example of activities enhancing student development in a unique and motivating laboratory for learning. Your support and encouragement of these important ideals is appreciated. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MIAA, are the 227,000 high school sports students in Massachusetts. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who's constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged. Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. This award is presented monthly to 2 student athletes who display excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Back inside the gym here at Malden Catholic, the round of 8 halftime here, and the top seed, Malden Catholic, finds themselves on top of the 25 seed Leominster here in the round of 8 by a 27-23 halftime score. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. She's got a complete look at your first half stats, including, Kate, a brand new all-time boys basketball leading scorer. Justin Dada goes over the top of Ryan Turbide in the first half of action.
Let's start there for the Blue Devils. Once again, Justin Dada Jr., now the all-time leading boys scorer in Leominster basketball history, 1,139 points. Right now, he is Leominster's leading first-half scorer with 9 points. Once again, we have a new all-time boys leading scorer at Leominster High School, Justin Dada, 1,139. He's now chasing Kerry Conway's all-time record of 1,169 points. Now, if we get directly into our stats, because I know we've got to probably get things kicked off here pretty soon. Let's go first with your Leominster Blue Devils. Team totals first, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, only 7 turnovers for the Blue Devils, 3 of 5 from the line as a team. Individual notable statistics, Justin Dada has a team-high 9 points, Ricky Encarnacion with 6 points, but he has at least 3 fouls, does Ricky Encarnacion. Johnson has 2 points, Carr with 3 points, Hawes with 3 points to his name as well. Now for the Lancers from Malden Catholic. Team totals first, 16 rebounds, 1 steal, 5 turnovers. They're 6 of 8 from the line. Individual notable statistics thus far in this one. Right now, Martinez has 8 points. Tracy has 2. Moody with 5. Gaffney with 2. And Howard has a team-high 9 points for the Lancers. And then before we even move any further, Todd, games you've been asking me to keep an eye on the Twitter sphere.
Yes.
Right now, North basketball on top of Brockton, 21-6, end of first there. Charlestown on top of Westwood, 16-15. That's an end of first quarter score as well. Neshoba is right now down to Sharon, 21-17. That's an end of first quarter score there. And then we're going to have a 7 o'clock tip, Marblehead and Mansfield coming up in just about 18 minutes there.
Indeed, Kate, as we begin the next wave of action. Great job back there. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. That score of North and Brockton, that's a Division I score, but did you say Brockton had 6?
That's correct.
Wow. North off to a hot start as we begin the third quarter.
On fire.
Indeed. And back to action we go. Charlestown on top of Westwood is what we know. The winner of this one gets the winner of that action in the 5-29 matchup. And right out of the locker room, Howard's on the score sheet. It's 29-23.
Howard picking up right where he left off the second quarter. Turnover there by the Blue Devils.
And right back into the hands of Gaffney. And Gaffney, the straight take, missed the shot, and Dylan Carr the rebound. This is Dada. Dada with the left-hand dribble. Jump at the foul line. Shot is off the mark, and Gaffney the rebound.
Blue Devils one and done. Gonna get some inside position there.
Gaffney into the hands of Martinez. Reverse direction, find Tracy. Tracy drops it off for Gaffney. Bounce entry for Howard. Howard working on Carr. Tries left, tries right. Shot goes up and the contact is made. And Howard goes to the line, shooting 2.
Howard making his presence felt here early in the third quarter.
Gives us an opportunity. Bill Thomas, 57 seconds into this third quarter. 7:03 to play here in the third. 29-23. The lead for Malden Catholic. Talk about mid-game adjustments here as Howard misses the first. Leominster in the basketball game at the half, within 4 points at halftime. That's great news for them. What do they need to do other than come over the tops? That's the obvious part in the points.
Plain and simple. No turnovers, Todd. You cannot give this Malden Catholic team extra possessions. Got to limit the turnovers and rebound. Take care of the basketball on both ends of the court. Under the basket on the defensive end. And offensively, just limit your turnovers.
Meanwhile, Malden Catholic has not played a perfect basketball game by any stretch of the imagination as Dada bounces for Encarnacion and the shot is off the mark, and now Gaffney's got the basketball. They're being bothered by Leominster's relentless defense.
No, they're doing it. Leominster's doing all they can really to hold the Lancers down, but the team is averaging close to 80. I think no complaints about the Leominster defense.
Martinez's jumper, back rim, no. Deflection out of play. Howard had the last touch.
You can play all the defense you want, Todd, though, but it doesn't do you any good if you don't put some in the other end when you get a chance.
Correction, Leominster had the last touch, and the Lancers keep the basketball. Fresh 35, 6.5 to play in the third quarter, and a 7-point lead. Gaffney is directing traffic with the underhand handoff. He finds Buckley Moody. Now to Martinez. High lie inside from Moody. Put it in the hands of Howard. Right back out to Moody. 3 away. He tried to body English it in. He couldn't get it to go, and Encarnacion's got the rebound. And Dada will cross from right to left. Now Dada, the right-hand dribble. Cross corner, finds Johnson, who absorbs a little body contact, and that foul's on the floor. Just about 2 minutes gone by here in the third, 6:02 to play. A 7-point lead for Malden Catholic. It's 30-23.
Nice contingent of Leominster fans you see down there on the left, all standing, been standing the entire game.
Dada's jumper, back rim, no. Howard almost tapped it into his own basket, ends up tapping it high off glass and draws down the rebound of his own.
Very athletic player right there in Howard.
He will find Gaffney, and now Gaffney with the underhand handoff for Moody. Moody for Martinez. Martinez with the take on Encarnacion. Kick back Gaffney. Gaffney on Halstead. Little fade rims out. Howard, the rebound. One bounce. Back up strong. He wants the call. He's not going to get it. And back down floor goes the action. It's Halstead for Dada. Into the corner, Johnson. 3 away. Splash!
Jaden needed one of those. Been quiet tonight. Oh!
And an immediate giveaway! And the action right back in the direction of Leominster, and the Blue Devils cheering section is enthused.
Gaffney unable to handle that, rolled down his legs and off his feet, right out of bounds, couldn't stop it. Well, stood there and watched it.
5:16 to play in the third, and Leominster, the 25 seed, within 4 of the #1 seed in this tournament and the defending state champion in this division. As the turnover comes, Tracy with the pick, and down floor he goes. He will make the lay-in. But I can tell you this, Coach John Walsh is not happy with what he's seen thus far. He gets the lay-in and the timeout taken. He wants to help his team corral the emotions coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, I'd have to say that, down on the other end, the Blue Devils coaching staff cannot be happy with the way they're mishandling the ball at the top of the key, letting the Lancers getting right in the middle of that handoff, Todd. It's happened a number of times tonight. Just got to be a little more careful with that and not let the defender step in the way.
Bill Thomas, one of the great benefits of our position here is you can see the coaching staffs in their conversations with their teams.
Get a peek inside the huddle here.
As we look down into the bench of Coach John Walsh and his coaching staff here. And I mean, what a story, what a tradition to both win the state championship last year and then come right back and be challenging for it again, be the #1 overall seed, potentially the best team in the state. And Bill Thomas, look at this starting 5. You'd expect it to be full of seniors. There are 2, Martinez and Tracy, but you got a junior in Moody and 2 sophomores in Gaffney and Howard. Not the makeup you would necessarily think.
Yeah, and talking to one of the parents here of a player, a grandparent, told me they lost some key players from last year's team, but still were able to fill those holes.
Indeed they were. As Halstead has the basketball, under 5 to play in the third, 4:55 and counting. 32-26, Malden Catholic on top of Leominster. The screen set, then the roll-off. McCormick with the dribble, finds Halstead. Halstead slips underneath, taken away by Gaffney, but Halstead gets it right back, and then Gaffney reaches around the back of Halstead and traps the basketball. He wants a call for the arrow. He wants a tie-up, but he was nowhere near in neutral position. He reached all the way around the body.
Wrapped around the arms and everything, you're right, but he made a great defensive play there. Halstead able to get that old rebound off the block, turn it into something.
Encarnacion's shot a miss as he goes to the deck hard and now slips trying to get back up. Meanwhile, Martinez for Moody. 3 is off the mark, and the covers are on the baskets here in the third quarter. It's Halstead. Throws on the brakes, left side of the lane. Kick back Carr. Waits for the defensive blow by. Behind the back, and it's an offensive foul.
Wow. Pretty pass right there, too. Well,
and Carr is frustrated as he takes a seat, and Chase Hawes will re-enter the action. 4:19 to play in the third quarter. It's 32-26. Here comes Buckley Moody for Martinez. Martinez with a straight take. Beat Halstead to the position, but missed the lay-in. And Dada's got the rebound. Dada stops, pops, 3 away, missed everything, and Ben Howard's got an uncontested rebound.
Uncharacteristic of Dada like that. Just never really got set.
This is Martinez. Martinez will drop it off for Moody. Entry pass for Howard. Fake back out, now working on Hawes. Slip position, but missed the push shot, and Encarnacion's got the rebound.
Good job by Chase right there, staying home on that.
Halstead for Encarnacion, now on to Hawes. 3:33 and counting to play here in the third. Haas beckons, gets Halstead, straightaway look, line drive, buried!
Michael Halstead.
Halstead's three brings Leominster that much closer. It's 32-29, 3:18 to play in the third quarter, and he's got this Blue Devil student section believing that 25 can top one.
Oh,
and it is a palm.
Yeah, you can see that.
The other way.
Martinez just a little careless with the basketball, starting to get away from him. Turns it over in his hand.
And what did we talk about in the first half, Bill Thomas? On video, this is the thing. Malden Catholic has never looked rattled. They look a little rattled here in the third quarter.
I think they thought playing at 25 might be a little easier coming in, but they definitely got themselves a basketball game tonight, Todd.
Haas, foul line spin. Got ahead of Howard. Missed the lay-in on the short
nice move
side.
by Chase.
Leominster can't afford the open possessions, especially when everything goes right. Those shots have got to fall. Tracy with the scoop for Gaffney.
Running
now to Moody.
Leave.
Moody's shot is off the mark. Physical contact, both sides, and it is a block called against Haas, and he checks his fillings.
Checking his teeth, make sure they're all in the right spot.
Remember, the cost of dentistry, Bill Thomas, it is what it is. It's that's not cheap. 2:36 to play here in the third quarter, 32-29. Malden Catholic on top of Leominster. And that one is short of the mark for Buckley Moody.
Chase gonna get a rest right here. Maybe get a towel. Osiris Lopez checks back in, bringing in some of that energy we're used to seeing.
Shot away for Moody, and the second one does go down. 33-29. And the gym continues to fill up here at Malden Catholic tonight. The swing, McCormick's three, off the mark. He continues his dry spell, and then Halstead the giveaway into the hands of Moody. Moody up floor, finds Gaffney. McCormick blows by, then Halstead challenges, and down it goes.
Nice job letting the defender blow by there. Had a nice open look.
Halstead tried to respond with the direct lay-in, did not go, and Martinez floats through for the rebound. And now he goes back the other way. Cues up Gaffney again. Could not get that one to go. It was deflection out of play. Last touched by Dada. And Catholic keeps the basketball. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter with a 36-29 lead. Last minute substitution. Jack Dada will rejoin the fracas. Spelling Michael Halstead.
Looks a little worn out. Spend a lot of energy in this third quarter.
The inbound going up, Moody, and taken straight away by Osiris Lopez. Talk about wanting the basketball more.
Gotta be careful, top of the key.
Jack Dada caught. He will bounce this for McCormick. McCormick the drive, finds room, finds Lopez. Double clutch didn't go. Dada gets tied up by Howard on the rebounding action, and the alternate possession says Leominster basketball.
Haven't had a lot of those tonight.
We have not, Bill Thomas. This has been end-to-end transition basketball.
A lot of action.
1:40 to play here in the third. Lopez looking for the inbound. He'll float it for Encarnacion. Encarnacion with the ball just off right of the arc. Drops it off for Dada. He dribbles back to the half circle. Dada for Dada. Head fake. And here's the drive. Justin Dada with the space, and the jumper doesn't go from the right elbow. Encarnacion swings the follow-up, and that shot will go down off the glass.
And I'm not sure who the defender was on Dada, but he put him on the seat. Unable to hit that open jump shot, though.
Buck 10 and counting here in the third, a 5-point basketball game. The strong take, kick to the corner, shot away, and down it goes for three for Ethan Tracy. 39-31. And Dada gets fouled by Martinez. And Leominster will keep the basketball. 56 seconds left here in the third. Every time it looks like Malden Catholic's going to go on a run, Leominster has matched and gone right with them.
This could be the largest lead of the game for him, I think, Todd. 8 points.
This is McCormick for Dada. Dada lost the handle close to the timeline. He will recover, 22 to shoot, plenty of time on the possession. Dada for Dada, spinning basketball, got it. Offensive foul as Howard set his feet at the left block, and he got mowed over by Justin Dada.
He didn't just set his feet, he was camped out there, Todd. Good call.
Put down roots on the left block.
He had time to brace himself and everything. He saw it coming.
37 6/10 left here in the third quarter, 39-31. Lancers with the basketball and the lead.
Only a second and a half difference, shot clock to game clock.
This is Moody. Moody with the drive, got away with a walk there. Deflection for Howard, the putback, slapped the backboard, didn't go, and Jack Dada, the smallest man down low, comes up with the rebound. This is Lopez. Lopez off the arc right, kick back for McCormick. McCormick to the right wing, spin, reaches, off the mark, and the rebound down for Ben Howard. Closing seconds of the third, go two, now one. This one's good if it goes for Gaffney. It's on the rim, but it will not fall. 3 quarters in the books here in the round of 8. The top seed, Malden Catholic, 39. The 25 seed, Leominster, 31. An 8-point basketball game, and it has been much tighter than that score indicates at this point in time. What is the story? How do we get from one location to the other? Well, the winner goes to the Final Four, and it is Westwood, the 29 seed, or the 5 seed Charlestown. They are who is standing by, waiting for the opportunity in the winner of this one in the forthcoming Final Four here on the west side of the bracket. Kate Robbins is standing by at RFM HQ. The all-important fourth and final quarter is coming up. Kate, give us the story statistically.
Well, statistically speaking, right now, the Blue Devils went on a bit of a drought there in the third quarter. They only had baskets from 3 different players, and they only had a single basket each from the field. That was Halstead, Encarnacion, and Johnson. So Justin Dada kept scoreless for the Blue Devils in the third quarter. He still has a team-high 9. On the flip side, Martinez, who had 8 points in the first half, was kept quiet by the Lancers. Unfortunately, Howard, right now, not able to be stopped by Leominster's defense.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. This is Gaffney. Gaffney, the right wing, fade away, and that one goes down.
Gaffney heating it up here in the second half.
A 10-point lead, the largest of the night for the top seed over the 25 seed. 30 seconds into this fourth quarter, it's 41-31. And Justin Dada wants his career to continue. Can he lead another charge for this Leominster team? It's Halstead, bounce for Lopez, runs into Halstead, got the shot up and down it went.
Pretty much willed that one home.
Absorbed the defense and the defense from his own man as it goes to the rim. The Lancers looking for an opportunity. It's Martinez. From Howard, right back to Martinez. Beat Lopez, but the basketball gets separated. Now a battle. Martinez into the second row, and he is out of play. A great hustle play by the co-MVP of the Catholic League, Martinez. But he unceremoniously ends up out of play, and the ball back to Leominster.
Good hustle defense right there by Lopez. Got that backside block and led to that turnover out of bounds eventually.
6:44 and counting to play here in the fourth. Dada reverses for Halstead. Now Encarnacion. Encarnacion back up top to Dada. Triple threat position. He chooses to dribble. Off the right side of the lane. Shot does not go. Martinez in position for the rebound.
Blue Devils one and done.
The underhand, Gaffney, up top Moody, entry pass from Martinez to Howard, the clear out, it's called an offensive foul!
Yeah, good call going back, and he doesn't like it. He liked it when he got it on the other end, but not that time. Good job right there, holding ground.
6:16 to play in the fourth quarter, it's 41-33. Let's get a check in with Kate. Kate, what is Howard's foul situation? Him and Encarnacion have been battling physically all night long.
Right now, I've got Howard for 2 and Encarnacion still with 3.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. As bodies continue to hit the deck. It's Halstead, back for Dada. Dada straight away. Finds Halstead. 3 away, rims out, Martinez the rebound, and now immediately breaks into the run. 2-on-2, equal numbers, he pulls back, keeps the ball, takes it straight down the lane, shot up, the soft touch, and down it goes.
Showing why he's co-MVP for the league right there, taking charge.
Deflection into the front row, out of bounds, off the hands of Tracy. And Leominster will keep the basketball. 5:39 to play in the fourth quarter. A 10-point lead for the Lancers. McCormick, the left wing jumper, off the mark. It's been a dry night for Terrence McCormick. And when McCormick is dry, Bill Thomas, this Leominster team struggles.
We've talked about it.
Martinez with the hesitation, lets it go at the right moment, and down it goes, and that forces Coach Kevin Crutchfield to spend the timeout with 5:24 left in regulation. The Lancers pulling away wide. It's 45-33, and Bill Thomas, the story really is this. The teams that have beat Malden Catholic played perfect games. They could not shoot themselves in the foot, and you look up and down at their schedule throughout the year, plenty of mistakes were made, but there was this window at the end of January. Catholic Memorial, a 69-62 win on January 27th, and then on January 31st at Xaverian, 60-59. 2 losses, back-to-back games within 3 days. That's it. Otherwise, this team is perfect, and they would like to continue an ongoing season looking to repeat as state champions.
And whatever led to those 2 losses, I'm sure they spent a lot of time cleaning that up in the next few practices, and they haven't lost a game since that time, Todd, in those back-to-back losses. But, coming on strong and taking advantage of every mistake that Leominster has made here in the second half, and that's what's led to this 12-point lead.
We described their wins since the bracket play has begun as thriving and advancing. Tonight, it's been a lot more about surviving and advancing, and
exactly
that's all
right.
they have to do. This is Halstead. Halstead's looking for some help. Swings into the hands of Encarnacion, gets ahead of Howard, and the lay-in will go down.
Good job right there. Good quick first step on Howard.
Back-to-back timeouts as Coach Crutchfield saved all of them from the first half. 3 now remaining by our unofficial count. 5:05 to play in the fourth quarter. 10-point lead for Malden Catholic. Kate Robbins is back at RFM HQ. And Kate, what do the numbers dictate here in the closing moments?
Numbers right now suggest that Leominster, although able to maintain, is not able to catch up to anything going on for Malden Catholic. So right now, Leominster's offense continuing to make strides, but they're not able to close that gap right now. They're not being beat by themselves. They're playing excellent basketball, especially on the defensive end. Right now, they just don't have an answer for everything that Malden Catholic is bringing to them on the offensive end.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. The rates fee to this cablecast has been waived by the MIAA on behalf of the students of Leominster High School. The MIAA represents nearly 400 senior high schools across the Commonwealth and more than 200,000 young men and women who participate annually in MIAA governed athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the written consent of the MIAA is prohibited.
Don't they need our consent too, Todd?
Indeed they do not. This is MIAA
Have fun
land.
with it. Have fun with it.
The underhand, it's Moody. Moody for Martinez. Martinez with the right hand drive, lost the handle, got it right back. Kick back for Moody. Whistles go off. It is an offensive foul.
Now, I thought that should have been a turnover on the baseline, but it wasn't. But does in the way of an offensive foul. Howard.
It will be the 5th foul by our unofficial tabulation against Malden Catholic to just 4 against Leominster here in the second half. So both teams still with some room on fouls to give at about the halfway point of this final quarter of regulation, and a 10-point lead for Malden Catholic.
Moisture on the floor out here.
As bodies went to the floor hard. Coach Walsh looking for some response from his players. Wants a slightly different play out on the floor. He'll adjust the tactical alignment on his defense as Leominster has the full court inbound. It's Halstead handling the basketball. Halstead just across the timeline. Swing into the hands of Dada. Dada drives. Stop right side of the lane. Reverse kick McCormick. McCormick through the lane. Bounce. Osiris Lopez bothered on the lay-in by Martinez. The shot is off the mark, and Moody's got the rebound. 4:15 and counting to play here in the fourth quarter. The lead is 10, and the top seed has the basketball. This is Moody.
I'll tell you, they love running that weave, Todd. It's been their favorite setup.
And it is pretty. Moody ends up back with it. Left side of the lane, handle lost. Gaffney missed. Trying to stop the ball going to the baseline, out of play. And the ball back to Leominster. Pretty weave, Bill Thomas, but not great for the setup.
Good ball control, though, and about 4 or 5 weave passes, and they find a way down the lane. That's how you end up losing your defender.
And the evaporating clock, which is the bigger issue for Leominster.
Got to make every possession pay off here, Todd, down the stretch.
This is Halstead. Halstead with the ball just across the timeline. Feeds Chase Hawes. Decides to take the three, working on Howard. It's off the mark. Crashed for his own rebound, and Hawes collides with Buckley Moody.
Frustration right there, Todd.
Tried to scramble back into the play. Was not able to do it.
Gonna take a seat. Dylan Carr's going to come back in.
3:39 to play in Leominster's season. This is Martinez. Through Moody and on to Gaffney. Gaffney to straight away. 3, front rim, no. Baseline, kept alive by Howard. Cues up Moody and rattles home a 3.
Well, that's a dagger right there. Howard once again in the middle of it.
Making something out of a proverbial nothing.
Gotta be careful, that top of the key.
This is where Leominster has struggled all night long. That first third of the front court. It's McCormick for Halstead. The screen from Carr to the foul line. Halstead slips up underneath, throws up the wild shot, and it's off the mark, and Halstead heads to the foul line. Give you a sense, Bill Thomas, of the kinds of student athletes that we're dealing with here in Leominster. Kate, Patrick, and I were out last night. We were out at a local establishment for a meal together. And a nice young man comes to the table and delivers food. And, of course, I'm completely blissfully ignorant playing with my 7-month-old at the table. And Kate goes, that young man looks very, very familiar. And I'm like, I didn't see. 2 minutes go by. And I go, hey, that's Michael Halstead.
Different setting. All of a sudden,
as he went walking by, and of course,
hey, there he is.
Called him back over. And, for a student athlete to obviously be a student first during the day, you get out of school at 2:15, then you go to practice, and then at least once a week, you go work a part-time job to make a little bit of money. That's the kind of student athletes you're dealing with out on the floor. The 3, and it is Tracy who rattles it home.
Waving at the student body over there at the same time.
And a whistle for a foul, as that might be some frustration. There's the signal, and is called against 15 Moody.
Blue Devils will be shooting the rest of the way now, 1-1.
And that is the 7th. It's 1-1 right now. And Halstead's going back to the line, and Kate Robbins standing by. Kate, did I do a good enough job recounting that story of our experience last night?
That was wonderful.
McCormick at the line, Todd.
McCormick ends up being the guy at the line. Thank you. Off the mark, McCormick. The rebound down for Tracy.
And all of a sudden, this 15-point lead is looming large.
2:31 and counting here in the fourth. This is Gaffney. Gaffney the drive. Scoop play in will go. 53-36. Carr for Dada's screen. Dada dribbles this one off to the deck. And it is Gaffney who dives on top of it. Coach John Walsh with the timeout to maintain the possession. 2:12 to play here in the fourth quarter of the round of 8. And the top seed Malden Catholic has laid claim to a lead that the 25 seed Leominster is going to need an awful lot of help to catch back up with. It's 53-36. Bill Thomas, Leominster played 2/3, 3/4 of this basketball game.
Being generous, but a strong first half. But
and stayed in the game.
Saw us slipping away a little bit there in that third quarter. That lead slowly expanded, 6, 8. Before you know it was 10. I think it was 9 at the end of the quarter, or 8 or 9. But it just felt like it was slipping away in that third quarter. But Howard just showing so much energy on the court, both ends of the court. And really, I think, has been the driving force from the second quarter through the third quarter. His energy's really propelled the Lancers to what's now a 15-point lead here with 2:12 left to go.
Well, and with his physicality on the inside, it creates opportunities for everyone else. And there's a lot of space in there. Nick Martinez, the strong takes, from three-quarter court, sees the lanes right down, and he capitalizes on those opportunities.
And they go quick. They got a nice offensive flow, running that weave until they find the open cutter. But a well-coached team, and these kids do a good job with the coaching that they're receiving.
2:07 and counting to play in the fourth. Malden Catholic with the basketball and the lead.
Once again, that weave, just constant motion.
And you're constantly having to trade off on the defensive end, trying to trade off as Leominster tries to match up man.
Mix up the switches and get somebody off a screen. That's when you break down the lane. It's really about breaking down the defense.
7 to shoot. Gaffney steps up the jumper, and down it goes.
And that'll break down any defense right there when you fiddle and diddle, and then you just pull up for a little jumper.
Final 95 seconds of this one. Carr with the dribble. Fakes the give. Now Dada. The reverse lay-in.
Nice play right there.
He will add to his all-time team lead. And he will reach in and commit the foul. Opportunity here, Bill Thomas, will come in these waning moments to kind of sum up the career of Justin Dada. He has single-handedly and maybe very quietly and unassumedly changed the face of Leominster boys basketball as far as the statistics go.
He has, and he's had a great career. And the only way you have that career is you show some promise when you're young. You get some freshman playing time, and you really cement your spot on the roster as a sophomore. And JJ's done that all through his whole high school career.
Coach Grunchfield sending Lopez and Jack Dada to the table. Under a minute to play, 48 seconds and counting. 5 to shoot, shot off the mark. Tracy sends it back to Martinez, 3 away. That one doesn't go. And Carr's got the rebound. Carr will bounce ahead for Justin Dada. Dada stops the left elbow, kick back Carr. Off balance 3, heads out of play. And here comes a complete line change.
I think you'll see everybody.
And this is the final time you will see Justin Dada walk off the floor as the all-time leading scorer in Leominster boys basketball history. It's the last time you'll see Ricky Encarnacion walk off the floor.
Lancers make a line change too, Todd, at the same time. Bring out their bench players.
Their action will continue to the Final Four for the second year in a row.
Blue Devils showed a lot of heart, just couldn't convert. Too much Lancers tonight. A little too quick for them.
Rodriguez thought about it. He took the shot. It's off the mark. Lopez on it. Final 10 seconds of this one. Lopez for Jack Dada. And the final 4 seconds will conclude the senior careers of Justin Dada, Michael Halstead, Ricky Encarnacion, Chase Hawes, and Dylan Carr and Nico Nivard for Leominster. This one is a final. This round of 8 is over. And the top seed Malden Catholic survives and advances. They are the regional champion, and they are going to the Final Four with a 55-38 win over Leominster. Malden Catholic improves their record to 21-2. Leominster finishes the year at 13-11.
Great win for Malden Catholic, Todd. I think they showed why they're the top team in Division II, and it took them a while to get going tonight. Leominster did a great job in the first half, but just a little too much Malden Catholic and too much Howard in the second half.
Indeed, and gotta go throw in also a mention.
Some outside shooting too helped.
No, absolutely. Gaffney certainly had some big shooting. Moody, Tracy
with a
down
key,
the stretch.
Key fourth quarter three.
And then, of course, Martinez with the strong take as you see the celebration ensue as the team jumps in with their student section and their Final Four banner and their regional championship trophy high overhead. They are on their way to the Final Four.
Good job by them. Well coached. You know, they filled some holes from their championship team last year, but they didn't rebuild, they just reloaded.
We cannot thank the folks here at Malden Catholic enough, being phenomenal hosts here at their facility tonight in this round of 8. Want to thank Athletic Director Bill Raycraft for his hospitality and
Assistant
allowing
Matt
us
helped
here
me
tonight.
out when I got here tonight.
Yep. Matt Beyer.
Friends over at Be Big, our neighbors here tonight.
Indeed.
Gracious to help us out with some logistics. Great night here tonight. We love it when we get open welcome arms from visiting schools. I think just advances high school athletics that little extra.
We love the collaboration, that is for certain. This contest brought to you by the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, the MIAA. This association is responsible for governing, coordinating, and promoting educational athletics and aims to provide student athletes with the best high school experience possible. The MIAA stresses the values of interscholastic athletics, from discipline and commitment to sportsmanship and teamwork. Visit the MIAA website today at MIAA.net and explore all that they have to offer. Again, that's MIAA.net. As the celebration continues to ensue here inside the Doherty Gymnasium on the campus of Malden Catholic, the top seed, a survivor, 55-38. They get the winner of Westwood, the 29 seed, and the 5 seed Charlestown. Kate Robbins is standing by at RFM HQ. If there is information to pass along from the internet, we will pass that along to you as the action is just beginning here on RFM. Just because the play-by-play ends doesn't mean our coverage comes to an end. We've got so much more to come. You stick and stay with us. Malden Catholic is a winner, and the top seed is still alive to the Final Four here in Division 2. So much more to come. Stick and stay with us. You're watching tournament basketball right here on RFM.
So, how are the kids?
Well, Emily made the honor roll.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, we're really proud of her. Tyler, on the other hand, though.
What's going on?
He's been moody lately, just feeling down and not like himself.
Oh, we've been there. Nick was struggling last spring. He was so anxious and stressed.
Really? What helped?
Well, he joined the soccer team, and ever since, he's been a lot happier. He has more energy, he's less stressed, and he's definitely in a better mood at home. It's made a huge difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting out of the house, he's getting some exercise, and he's off his phone for once. It's been good for his mental health.
Sounds like it's been good for your mental health, too.
Participating in Massachusetts high school sports improves students' physical and mental health. Encourage your son or daughter to get involved. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
What does the 50th anniversary of Title IX mean? It means I'm valued, I'm empowered, I can do anything. It means I'll pave the way for every girl who plays high school sports in the future, just like every female student, coach, official, and administrator blaze the trail for me, because every student deserves the opportunity to play. Encourage girls you know to participate in Massachusetts high school sports.
This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
High school sports provides an extension of the classroom, where students learn to pursue excellence, the value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values and for our young people by attending high school competitions in your community. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Massachusetts for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
When is the best time to talk to your child about athletics and the use of mood-altering chemicals? Try talking together when there's no pressing problem. Let your child know what your expectations are and where the boundaries are in your family. And, above all, keep talking together. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Back inside the Doherty Gymnasium here on the campus of Malden Catholic High School in Malden tonight. The top seed, Malden Catholic, everything that they were billed to be and then some, as they take down the Cinderella 25 seed Leominster Blue Devils, the latest to fall to this juggernaut of Division II. Malden Catholic a 55-38 win over Leominster to advance to the Final Four here on RFM tonight. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. And Bill Thomas, before we bring Kate in back here at the gym tonight, I have to think, and you know, it's always interesting when the runs end in a postseason. You know, it's like a brick wall is how some teams describe it. All of a sudden it just stops. Season over. And I thought the most telling thing coming up here at the very end, watching, of course, the celebration going on across the gym from us, and just moments ago, Leominster left the locker room, plain clothes, walked off, and just sort of melted into this crowd here tonight as their careers, for a lot of these seniors, have just come to an end. A lot of them don't play spring sports. their athletic career here at Leominster is over.
Yeah, and they probably some of them are not going to play at this level, an intense level in college if they're going to continue their education. Some of them will probably play recreationally. A couple of kids do have college offers at lower level schools, but enjoy your youth as a high schooler while you can. And I think the kids got the most out of what they had to offer. The program as basketball players got a lot more out of the program as the season wound down this year. But I think we're going to get the coach up here for some final words.
Absolutely.
Let me make some room.
Like to close out the season here on RFM. Kate Robbins is standing by back at HQ. We'll have the complete stats coming up on this one. Coach Kevin Grutchfield, kind enough to make his way over here to our broadcast position above courtside here tonight. Some final words here at the conclusion of this season. And Coach, we were just saying as you were coming in our general direction that, it's been described when postseasons come to an end and seasons come to an end, they hit like a brick wall. The season just stops for a lot of these players. Their athletic career just ends. It's how it goes, and they sort of walked out and melted into. But there is a lot of them in this class of 2023 that won't be forgotten, even if their career is over.
Absolutely. I can't be more proud of my seniors. They all battled, and they worked hard, and they left it on the floor, and that's all I can ask of them. Justin Dada, this was the reason that we struggled during the season. These teams will double team him, sometimes triple team him. Somebody else has to step up in that situation. Tonight it didn't happen, but the refs didn't help. Chase being in foul trouble obviously didn't help, but no excuses. I take full responsibility. We should have played better, but I'm proud of my guys. They worked hard.
You have a lot of reason to be proud of your team at this point in time. That first half of action, well, it may not go down as a perfect half of basketball, to be within 4 points at halftime against a team of this caliber and quality, especially the way things have sort of lined up and the dominoes have come, said an awful lot about their perseverance, their strive, and their ability to continue moving on.
Absolutely. When we finished 10-10 and everybody was counting us out, I knew this group. I knew what we had. I knew that we had a run in us. Kids like Ricky stepping up tonight, playing maybe the best defense he's played all season, holding number 24 to maybe 2 points in the first half. If unfortunately we couldn't get that from everybody, but it was a good effort, and we proved that we belong. We just wish we played better.
Indeed, and of course, as we sort of bring this to a conclusion here, the way things sort of lined up. The month of February, you'd say, geez, that didn't go the way you wanted. You were 10-10. You're sort of backing your way into this postseason, and then all of a sudden this run comes, and it really does define the type of players that you're talking about. And of course, can't go away and put this on conclusion without talking about this senior class. And we're talking about Justin Dada right there in the closing moments, literally completely made over the statistics, reached the, of course, all-time leading scorer mark tonight. And when we were looking at that 1,000 points chase not that long ago, thought, geez, I don't know that he's going to have enough games to get to that 1,000 point the way things were going.
Right.
Not only does he obtain 1,000, but goes on this tremendous postseason run to build his total and be able to overtake Ryan Turbide as the all-time leading scorer in boys basketball.
Yeah, and it's a great example of, just keep working hard and persevering despite what's going on around you. And he did that. He's done that his whole career. He's one of those special guys that I'd like to see, his name be on the Raptors someday in our gym. And then like Chase Haas, he just works his butt off. He wants to be good. Tonight he didn't get an opportunity because of the officiating. And then Michael Halstead, you can't say enough about him. 3-sport kid. Showed up tonight, really gave us some leadership when we needed it. So, I'm proud of these seniors. They did a great job.
And those are the life lessons they're going to walk away with, that ability to persevere, that ability to battle back, that ability to overcome in the long term. It's what high school athletics is all about.
Absolutely.
Coach, as always,
thank you very much. I appreciate
pleasure
it.
As always.
All
See
right.
you again next year.
All right, I'll see my family after a long bus ride.
I was going to say a long bus ride home from Malden tonight. Safe travels,
Thank you.
Coach.
All right.
Thank you so much. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ at the conclusion of this one. And Kate, this is your opportunity to run down the final numbers in this one.
Well, we have to take a pause first on final numbers because I was able to find a live stream at Worcester North.
Yes.
And when I turned the live stream on, the Worcester Police Department was on the floor. It was a 75-47 game, Worcester North on top of Brockton in the fourth quarter. 2 players from Brockton just ejected. The police had to stop the game. Athletic directors and coaches had to come out and have a conversation with Worcester PD and the officials. We now have a Worcester North player on his 6th free throw due to 2 ejections, I believe 2 ejections from technical fouls that have been incurred by Brockton. Remember, this game is being played at Worcester North, so you can imagine the tension in the building. Right now, North on top of Brockton, 77-47 in the 4th quarter. Both teams in the bonus, by the way. Brockton at the team limit of at least 10 fouls in the second half.
And of course, not that this justifies the situation, but when you had told me at halftime that they had only managed 6 points, that being Brockton against Worcester North, you can only imagine, the emotional, sort of toll that starts to take. And a school like Brockton, proud athletic tradition, proud athletic community, not going to take too kindly to being shown up on the floor. And a Worcester North team that continues to win and certainly seems like they're well on their way to winning once again, on their way to the Division I Final Four as well.
Those technical fouls came with 18 seconds remaining in the game, so the game has now gone final. Worcester North was able, as they got the possession as well after the technical free throws, they were able to dribble it out, and Brockton did not contest. But once again, that is courtesy of our friend Tom Flanagan with the video live for the end of the 4th quarter at North High School. So that game went final. It was a 77-47 final. Worcester North tops Brockton in that game
to advance on to the Final Four in Division I boys. And then, of course, here on the Division II side, and that is the 6th seed Worcester North in Division I. On the boys' side of things, down here, top seed Malden Catholic downs 25 seed Leominster with a final 55-38 in this one. Kate, run it down for us, the numbers from top to bottom.
All right, top to bottom for us. First for the Leominster Blue Devils. Again, it's a 17-point deficit at the end of the game, so they lose by 17. Team totals first, 19 rebounds, 2 steals, 13 turnovers. They shot 4 of 8 from the line, so that's 50%. Individual notable statistics for the Blue Devils. Terrence McCormick ends his night 0 of 1 from the line, so 0 points for Terrence. Lopez ends his night with 2. Dada ends his night with a team-high 11 points, bringing him to a grand total for his career 1,141 total career points, surpassing the previous lead scorer in boys basketball history, Ryan Turbide, who had 1,136 points. Carrie Conway retains her all-time leading score of 1,169 points in Blue Devils history, but Justin Dada again tonight, a team high 11 points for him, 1,141 career points for Justin Dada. Michael Halstead ends his night with 4, Ricky Encarnacion with 10, Johnson ends his night with 5, Carr with 3, Hawes with 3 as well. Now on the flip side, the Lancers from Malden Catholic. Once again, 55 points for the Lancers. Team totals 32 rebounds, no steals, 11 turnovers. They shot 8 of 12. That's 67% from the line. Martinez ends his night with a team high tied for 12 points. The other 12-point scorer was the sophomore in Howard, who notably was left scoreless in the 4th quarter for the Lancers. Tracy ends his night with 10. Moody ends his night with 11. Gaffney ends his night with 8. But the most obvious statistic, the Lancers with 4 separate players, double digits on the score sheet. Todd Robbins.
Kate, thank you so much as always. Before I let you go, we'll just add a couple of numbers there. So for Dada all time, 1,141 points, you said concludes his career. According to what I have here, that means he will be 4th all-time. He will replace Ryan Turbide as 4th all-time. Ryan Turbide will fall to 5th because when you stack all of the 1,000-point scorers in girls basketball along with the 1,000-point scorers in boys basketball and put it together, you mentioned Kerry Conway maintains that top spot, 1,169. Riley Skinner, class of 2018, 1,154, stays 2nd. Lindsay Delakiai, class of 2004, 1,150, maintains that 3rd spot. And now Justin Dada Jr., 1,141, will be 4th all-time in basketball at Leominster and number 1 in boys basketball all time. the final numbers for Justin Dada tonight. Kate, before we let you go off and talk to Mr. P and hook him up with a book, bottle, and bed. A couple of things. Final score, did we get one on Westford and Charlestown, the 5:29 match?
I just got that one. Westward falls 51-45 to Charlestown.
So it'll be a 1-5 matchup in the Final Four, Malden Catholic and Charlestown, at a location to be announced in next week's action.
And I don't have a final from the Neshoba game, but I can tell you that Neshoba, I believe, comes out victorious. Let me just confirm that one additional time. I just saw that, but they had been trailing for part of this. So give me just 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get that one back.
The audience appreciates the ability to get the numbers before we send them on their way.
One last check. I've got Patrick is very chatty tonight, just so that you know. Yes, Neshoba boys basketball a victor in their game tonight against Sharon. They had been trailing for the entire game and are able to squeak out a victory. Once again, we talked about Worcester North, a victor over Brockton, 77-47, the final there. I do not have any numbers from Marblehead and Mansfield. That was a 7 o'clock tip, so they're probably coming into halftime in that one.
Indeed they are, and Kate Neshoba maintains the mantle for Central Mass here in Division 2. They'll be the lone remaining Central Western representative going into the Final Four at this point. Kate Robbins, as always, great job. Patrick Robbins, great job as always. And to the village it takes to, of course, raise a 7-month-old and continue doing these broadcasts, we say thank you so much to all of you as well. We couldn't do this and continue to do it without the support of our parents. I know your parents are there tonight. My parents have pitched in as well throughout the season. We thank them so much. And good news, everybody, spring sports is just around the corner.
Fantastic. Patrick's looking at you. He's trying to wave. He doesn't know how to do it yet, but he is trying to figure out why Daddy's still on the TV.
Trapped inside the TV. Said, hi, buddy. I'll be home shortly. Thank you guys so much.
Have fun.
Oh, imagine how the mind of the 7-month-old.
I was wondering, how did Dad get trapped in the TV? How did that happen?
And why isn't he waving back and talking to me? He's ignoring me.
Did my level best, I suppose.
Good
Bill
job,
Thomas
Pete.
back here inside the gym. 55-38. Leominster is over. Their season has finished. 13-11. It's an incredibly respectable mark for a class of 2023 that, started off the season hot. Struggled a little bit in the middle, got hot again for a little bit, struggled again toward the tail end of the regular season, and then got hot here in the postseason and took this community on a tremendous 4-game run.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Todd. I think they can hold their heads high the way they played in this tournament. 3 wins and then get knocked out by the top seed. The fans showed it tonight. It's probably the best for a distance that we traveled. Best traveling crowd we've seen in a while. And they were definitely behind the team. Not just students, but the adults, the parents, the grandparents. They were all here tonight, which is great to see. But, the magic had to come to an end sometime, and it did tonight. And, the number 1 seed, so why they are the number 1 seed. They built a lead and slowly increased that quarter by quarter, showed their dominance at times on both ends of the court, and they're moving on in the Final Four. But Leominster has nothing to be ashamed of. They can walk out of this gym and back into Leominster High, the next on Monday morning, and be proud of what they accomplished as a basketball team, especially in their tournament run.
No question about that. Indeed, great job.
To make
as
it
always.
to the Final 8, there's over 100 schools that probably, I don't know how many divisions there are, but 60, probably 60 schools that wish they were, where Leominster was at this time of year. So good job by them.
They made a challenge. Great job by
did.
you as well.
Absolutely.
Getting out here to
we'll
Malden
see you
tonight.
on the golf course.
Indeed we will. And so much more fun to come ahead. You stay tuned here to RFM. Hopefully have some action for you, whether it's RFM audio or a full-blown RFM production. You keep it locked on Twitter at Media Rivalry. We'll have information and an updated schedule, including the announcement of the spring schedule to come. Baseball, softball, boys and girls lacrosse on deck, and who knows what else. You never know here on RFM. We thank you all so very much for being a part of another great season here on RFM, and more fun to come this school year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community. This message furnished by your state association, the MIAA, building the future through Interscholastic Athletics. Whether you join us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, we thank you so very much for spending a part of your night with us when the action goes live. If you like, follow, and subscribe, it finds you for your community updates and the best aggregation of all the wonderful reporting around interscholastic athletics across the state and around the world at Media Rivalry on Twitter. Like, follow, and subscribe today. For Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, I am Todd Robbins. Thanking you so very much for being a part of our family over the last couple of hours. And until an upcoming broadcast ahead, maybe even until a season ahead, we say, so long, everybody.